When she first told me what she was planning, I honestly thought it was a joke. We were sitting in a small cafe, her coffee untouched except for the way she kept nervously stirring it, as if she needed the motion to distract herself from the weight of what she was about to say. Then, almost casually, the words slipped out. She was going on a 2-week self-discovery trip with her ex. For a moment, I felt the world tilt. My heart sank in an instant, and I searched her face for any hint that she was teasing. But her expression was steady, serious, and I knew she meant every word. She tried to cushion the blow, telling me it wasn't what I thought, that she simply needed clarity in her life. But all I heard was the echo of betrayal. I asked her why she needed her ex to be involved in something so intimate, so personal. She explained that he had been a huge part of her past, that no one else knew her the way he did, and that the trip was about closure. The way she said it felt rehearsed, as if she had already anticipated my questions and practiced her defense. My hands began to shake, not out of rage, but from the dawning realization that the foundation of our relationship was no longer steady. The days that followed were strained and heavy with unspoken words. I didn't beg her not to go. Part of me believed that if she truly loved me, she wouldn't even be considering this. Still, suspicion crept into every corner of my mind. I noticed the little changes. Her smiles felt weaker, her hugs lost their warmth, and her phone never seemed to leave her side. More than once, I caught her laughing at messages late at night, and though she swore it wasn't him, my instincts told me otherwise. When the morning of her departure came, I stood silently by the door as she wheeled her suitcase out. She kissed me on the cheek like I was some distant acquaintance, whispering that she'd be back before I knew it. Watching her leave felt less like saying goodbye and more like witnessing the closing of a chapter one wasn't ready to end. My chest was heavy, but I made a decision. I wouldn't text or call her. If she wanted me, if she truly cared, she would reach out on her own. The silence was deafening. Days passed without a single good morning text, no reassurance, no photo from her journey. Instead, I found myself torturing my own heart, scrolling through her ex's social media. He was posting hiking trails, sunsets, dinners, always alone in the photos, but I knew she was there, just outside the frame. That silence between us spoke louder than any words ever could. A week into her trip, she finally texted me. The message was cold, impersonal. "Hope you're doing okay." I stared at it for what felt like an eternity before replying with something just as detached. "Yeah, hope you're finding what you're looking for." It felt like I wasn't speaking to my girlfriend anymore, but to a stranger. The gap between us wasn't just physical. It had become emotional, spiritual, and maybe even unbridgeable. Friends tried to shake me awake, reminding me of the obvious, that no one who truly loved me would need 2 weeks with an ex to decide about her future. Deep down, I knew they were right, but I still held on to a sliver of hope, hating myself for it. Hope is cruel that way. It makes fools of even the strongest people. On the 12th day, the illusion shattered completely. Her ex posted a beach photo. She wasn't in the frame, but in the reflection of his sunglasses, I saw her. That small detail was all I needed. My stomach twisted with the sharp, undeniable pain of betrayal. I didn't confront her. I didn't text. I just began packing her belongings into boxes, each item a silent acknowledgement that what we had was over. When she finally came back, suitcase in hand, she acted as if nothing had changed. She hugged me like she'd just returned from a work trip and told me how much she had grown from the experience. But I couldn't bring myself to hug her back. I simply pointed to the boxes stacked in the corner. The confidence drained from her face, replaced by uncertainty. She scrambled for explanations, swearing nothing happened, that it was spiritual, that she only needed time to find herself. But her words fell flat. 2 weeks of silence, hidden photos, and her visible joy in his presence were explanations enough. I told her I hoped she found what she had been looking for, because whatever we had was finished. Her tears came quickly, her hands reaching for mine, but I pulled away. I wasn't angry anymore. I was simply done. Sometimes love doesn't die in an explosion of shouting or accusations. Sometimes it dies in quiet acceptance, and I had accepted her absence long before she even realized she was gone. She left that night, crying, begging, but I didn't chase after her. Instead, I sat alone in my apartment, enveloped by silence that finally felt like relief. The pain of betrayal cut deep, but beneath it, I felt strangely free. No more guessing, no more waiting, no more lies. She had made her choice, and now I had made mine. In the days that followed, a weight lifted. Friends came by with comfort, but I didn't need much. The worst moment had already passed, the moment I watched her leave with her suitcase, not just from our home but from my life. Now, I was ready to heal, to rebuild, and to rediscover myself. And unlike her, I wouldn't need someone from my past to guide me.